Hi, this is Jack Kelly, CEO and founder of WeCruitr. Today I want to talk about something that most people don't discuss. You may not hear from career experts, from your family, friends, colleagues. Usually you hear, hey, if you're interviewing, remember to give a firm handshake. Although now that's not really relevant because you're on Zoom, so you can't shake hands. To worry about your LinkedIn profile. How's your picture? How to network. How long the resume should be. Your elevator pitch, all the natural stuff. And it's important. Those things are definitely important. But today, what I want to talk about is something very different, something that no one talks about. I actually want to give you the truth of what goes on when you're looking for a job or you're just trying to climb the corporate ladder and move forward. So here's the deal. Yes, you have to do all the stuff that you're supposed to do when you're interviewing and you're trying to move ahead in your career. But we got to be honest with ourselves. For instance, when you're looking for a job, it sucks. It's terrible. You're screwed over again and again. What happens is that, you interview, you put your heart and soul into it, and then you don't hear anything back. No feedback, ghosted. You do everything your boss asks you to do, excel, expand, go above and beyond expectations. And what happens? The boss's dopey nephew gets a promotion, you don't. It happens all the time. What's happening lately, the last 7 months of this pandemic, I don't have to tell you guys, it's awful. It's awful. You look at the job boards, you don't know if they're real or not. You send lengthy applications, they don't go anywhere. You interview, you don't hear back, you're ghosted. It's just a completely unpleasant situation. And so what ends up happening, it makes you more and more miserable as time goes on. And the problem is this, the more anxiety you have, the more anger, the more frustration, when you do get an interview, you come across poorly because they feel it on you. And you want to scream to the interviewer, of course I feel this way, how would you? But obviously you can't say that because then they're going to think you're a jerk. So what I suggest, what you need to do, two things, two mission critical things that no one talks about. The first one, if you've been looking for a week, a month, 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, 5 months, 6 months, nothing is happening, it's understandable you'd be despondent and you're going to get negative. So to help you, you have to find a reason why you need to get out of bed in the morning to make something happen and to just keep trying in the face of adversity. Now that is the hardest thing to do. It is admittedly tough, but you have to look deep inside and say, hey, what is it that could really get me motivated and driven in the face of constant rejection, rudeness, inconsiderate, callous behavior? What can get me up in the morning, get dressed, get motivated, make something happen? You got to dig down deep and see what is that going to take? What is that important thing? Now, it could be that you worked your whole life to get this new job or to get this promotion, and you're going to do whatever you can to make it happen because that's your life's goal. It could be common sense kind of stuff. That, hey, I have a family depending on me, I'm the sole breadwinner, I have to pay the mortgage, I have to pay for the kids' college tuitions, so whatever it takes, I'm going to do it because I'm doing it not just for myself, I'm doing it for my family. So everyone can find out your own reason, like why you need to go forward, what's important to you. It could be, the money, it could be the status, it could be doing it for your family, it could be doing because this is your life's calling. You always wanted to be fill in the blank. And this is your chance to do it, and I am not going to give up on my dream because I want to do it, and I'm going to keep trying and trying and trying. Because if you think about it, we talk about 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 months. If you end up living in 90, that's not so freaking long. I know it sounds weird, but think about it. So you have a rough time for 3, 4, 5 months, but if you can get that job, if you can move forward in your career, well, then that's golden, because then you have the rest of your life to enjoy it. So it's really putting that misery now to get the results later. So but it'll really help to find out what can drive you, what can motivate you, what can get you excited. Think about it. Give it some thought. And then you want to replay that in your head. You want to remind yourself every time, you hit into a dead end, hit into a brick wall, remind yourself, here's why I'm doing it. Here are the important reasons. Think of your spouse, think of your kids, think of all the hard work you did to get to this point, and now you don't want to give that up, so you got to keep moving forward. Another thing, this is going to sound trippy. This is sound weird. But the second thing is this. Sometimes you got to rewire the way you think and kind of almost trick yourself into seeing things differently. Okay, let me explain. Let me explain what that means, because I know it sounds so weird. It's very easy to go through life saying, woe is me, oh, this always happens, of course I didn't get the interview, yeah, I didn't get the job, of course they gave it to someone else. You start having that, I don't want to say loser, but that negative mindset. You're almost prepared that things are going to go wrong. What I humbly suggest is the opposite. Look back in your life and think of every piece of good news that you had, no matter how small or insignificant it may be. Whether it was a great grade in a class that you thought you were going to fail, maybe you met the love of your life and you can't believe that she married you and this is amazing. It could be your two wonderful children. It could be you went to Wawa and you found out it was free coffee day. And I'm not being facetious. You want to look at each little victory. So now what you do, instead of looking at all the negatives, each time you want to look at something positive. Hey, I succeeded in this, so I could move. I know I could succeed in something else. This went well for me, so why wouldn't this go well for me? So you have that. So now when you're moving forward, you're starting to think positively. The next part of it is this. Sometimes you have to kind of trick yourself. And what I mean by that is, let's say right now you're exhausted from the search. You're ready to give up. It's like you're running a marathon and you hit the wall and you need something to power you through. I would suggest, and I've been mentioning this to my career coaching clients, is this. What you can do is start saying, hey, we're this close to the elections. Let's be rational. Biden and Trump aren't going to do anything crazy, well, maybe a little crazy, but they're not going to do anything completely crazy beforehand because they both want to win. And if they do something radical, maybe they won't. So the odds are, whoever wins, putting politics aside, I'm just giving this as an example, putting politics aside, whoever wins, I maintain, things will change. Now, why will they change? Because it's a fresh start. If Biden wins, he's going to say, hey, I have 4 years and I want another 4 years afterwards. So I don't want the economy to collapse. I don't want the stock market to collapse. I don't want the job market to collapse. So I'm going to do whatever is in my power to make things work. Trump, if he wins, he's going to say, I have 4 more years. I want a legacy that shows, because he's all about business, the economy, jobs, companies doing well, people making money. So he's going to try to do everything in his power. So whoever wins, there's going to be incentive to make things better. Companies, what happens? They're run by individuals. Individuals have emotions and feelings and worries and concerns. So what they're worried about is that right now, if you make decisions, you don't know what's going to happen. Executives want certainty. With the uncertainty, it's easier not to hire, to have hiring freezes, and to actually let people go. But once they know who wins, they're going to know, I know Biden's platform, I know Trump's, we know what to do now, let's start doing something. And then the wheels will turn. And when the wheels start turning, hiring's going to start. So you could see that pent-up demand, so pickup. So now if you're looking for a job, you can say, you know what, we're close to it. It's October, I don't know, whatever date, the 5th, something like that. So we're October 5th, we're a month away from the elections. And then once it happens, hey, things could start changing. Things could start improving. So I'm almost there. And then even if I don't score something right away, historically, my 25-ish years of recruiting, whenever you hit January, you have that new year, new mindset. I think everyone's going to be so over 2020 going into 21 that it'll be a better feel. So then chances are there'll be pent-up demand, new jobs, so now maybe you could catch a job then. So this is what I mean by tricky. All of a sudden, you're changing the narrative in your mind. You're not looking backwards at everything that went wrong. You're looking forward to everything that could go right. Do you follow me? So the two things is this. The first thing is you have to make sure that you have a reason to get you up in the morning, to get you excited, to get you motivated, to get you through the bad days. Then, secondly, is that you want to kind of rewire your mind to stop with the negative thoughts, think positively, and then try to figure ways to kind of almost make yourself, hey, I got to get through this. You know what I mean? I can make it through because this is going to happen down the road. And if this happens, then everything's going to be great. In a way, it's no different than when you were a kid, right? And your parents would say, hey, if you do your homework and get a good grade, we'll take you out for ice cream. You're like, yeah, ice cream. Same thing. You kind of know now, if I do this homework that I hate, if I do this, algebra that I hate now, but hey, you know what? But I'll go get ice cream afterwards. That's pretty cool. And then maybe we'll watch a movie at home, and that's not so bad. So all of a sudden, you kind of say, oh, this homework isn't so bad because now I know I'm getting a reward. Same thing. You need to look at those positive things on the horizon that get you through the day. So I hope this helps. This is very different advice, admittedly, because this is more about programming yourself or reprogramming yourself to be positive, to have a better mindset, to be motivated, to stop with the negativity, find a purpose, find a reason, finding meaning, and that's going to power you through these dark days. So it's Jack Kelly. I hope this helps. If you ever want to talk to me, 212-997-3166. Jack at WeCruitr, WeCruitr.com. You can find me on LinkedIn, Twitter, Facebook. I'm always there, always available to help. So thanks for listening. I hope it helped. And to be fair, I know you're not going to walk away from this video saying, yes, all of a sudden life is going to be better. It's going to be fantastic. I'm a changed person. I get it. I look at it as a start. It's a starting point. It's a starting point to think about it, digest it, have some ideas, make some changes, and then maybe read about these topics and say, you know what, I'm going to kind of try it and see if it works. And let me know. If you try it and it works, I definitely want to know. And if it doesn't work, let me know too. So thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. And I hope this is helpful.